We have a perfect image representation of today's Democrat Party and the American left right here on the screen next to me, of course. And this is kind of the image of the weekend, isn't it? A rioter waving the Mexican flag, standing on top of a destroyed car as flames shoot into the sky in downtown Los Angeles. Only in this country is an image like this even possible. Pure visceral hate for a country that's simply trying to impose fundamental immigration laws after 4 years of lunacy. Illegal immigrants with this much audacity to be a part of these protests. I don't know who this man is, might very well be a citizen, might not, but we do know illegals have been partaking in this as well. It makes you wonder, if you love your homeland so much, if you're running around with Mexican flags, why are you in the United States? Just go home. If it's so wonderful, go home. If you hate it here so much, go home. But oh yeah, you came from a cartel-controlled hellscape with less welfare goodies, and that's why a lot of the noisy ones right now are here in the first place. They'd rather stay and ruin our country. Imagine a nation so drunk on guilt that it allows this kind of activity, that it sits back and watches this. In no other place except for here, probably the UK and France, the other white guilt nations, are you gonna see stuff like this go on and watch everybody just stand back and watch. You let millions of people pour into the country, you mandate zero assimilation, and then you get this. This is the thank you that we get. And then we have our media giving them glowing coverage as they riot and burn our second largest city while waving their native flags. Nowhere else would you see something like this. Try doing this in the countries that these people came from. Good luck. Burning cars. Look at this video here. Throwing stones. That's either ICE or local authorities. That's probably federal. Looks like a Suburban. Look at that. Smashing the back gate open. They're throwing rocks. No reaction to this at all. Look at this video. This is in the United States in our second largest city. How are you going to let this go on? We're begging foreigners to come in, drain our resources, and tell us how much they hate our country while demanding to stay here. And the media, as they cover this, has absolutely humiliated itself with the coverage of it. Take a look.
The reality is we see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles.
Let's start with there's protest, lawful protest, which is allowed in this country.
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in L.A. are calm.
The unrest is isolated, is not overtaking the entire city of L.A.
If you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation.
Demonstrations have been going on right outside the Federal Detention Center. Most of those demonstrations were very peaceful.
I can't even, there's no words for any of this. But realize that they've done all of this on purpose. Everything that you're seeing right now is part of a plan. The whole point is to decimate any sense of conservative nationalism in this country, any pride in this country, any idea that America really is a country and not just a globalist slush fund. That's what this is all about. The left on a mission to destroy the country that you know by exploiting the vulnerabilities of a free country. They dump millions of people into your country illegally, and then they screamed asylum, which is just nonsense. Now it's time to reverse it. The American people mandated a reversal of this. Trump still is on the upside on immigration on this issue. People want these people out of the country, and they're screaming it's fascist to do it. To prevent suicidal migration, which is exactly what it is, Stephen Miller's term, preventing that is fascism. And of course, this is a Marxist tactic. Allege something awful like fascism while they are engaging in something even more awful, which is exactly what they're doing. They're destroying the country. It's fascist to stop the destruction of your country. You need a bulldozer to level something like this, something as toxic as this is. And our bulldozer is called Donald Trump.
When they spit at people, you know, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit, and worse, you know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military.
Yeah. And they'll call him dangerous and escalatory and tyrannical for this. He's getting slammed every which way for the way that he's talked about this. They opened the borders for 4 years. They dumped millions of people into the country, and then they defunded police. And now we see their warriors throwing bricks at the heads of agents who are attempting to bring normal immigration policies back to a first world country. The same kind of policies every first world country has. The illegals being arrested in California. Just some of the examples. We have robbers, we have drug dealers, killers, wife beaters, and rapists. And bricks are being thrown at the men and women out there, removing these people from our society. Our brick to the head is Trump, who's sending a contingent of 700 Marines in to handle this tonight in Southern California, because frankly, this requires a fight. Because enough fear of suppressing protests, as Mark Milley once told us we'd have to worry about. Let's just let them burn the whole damn country down. We can't suppress these protests. This is not a protest. These are domestic enemies trying to kill immigration officers in Southern California, dressed up as Marxist Antifa anarchists, throwing weapons, fireworks, like powerful fireworks, rocks, throwing rocks as hard as they can at their cars and at their bodies. We're going to be afraid of offending the protesters? Of infringing on the First Amendment? This isn't the First Amendment. These people are trying to kill people. And the lunatics running California refuse to admit that they lost control of their state long ago. Karen Bass, awful. Gavin Newsom, awful. Claiming Trump is escalating peaceful protests. This is coordinated. This is bought and paid for. This is summer 2020 all over again. If you don't get tough on this, you're going to have it in every major city before you know it. Probably will anyways. In the next couple of days, let's see where it spins up tonight. Because again, they dump all of that dark money, all that Soros money gets funded into all the pockets of the people that control this stuff, and all of a sudden you have it everywhere. You're under the illusion that it's organic. It's not. It's money. These are the people, these are the factions trying to destroy the country. A lot of it comes from outside of the country, a lot of it comes from within. There's a lot of people in this country that hate it. And then you get milquetoast California Republican Rick Caruso, the guy who managed to lose to Karen Bass in 2022, tweeting out that there is no emergency, widespread violence or out of control violence in Los Angeles. Absolutely no danger that justifies deployment of the National Guard, military, or other federal force to the streets, saying that local law enforcement is capable of handling the situation. So this is what the lame Republican in California that can't win puts out there. And he says this just hours after the LA police chief said this.
This violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident. What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse and more violent. Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing.
We are overwhelmed from the LA police chief. So for Mr. Caruso, if you want to win an election in California, this is not the time to pull a punch in a moment like this. Don't be so desperate to not offend the liberals at your country club. You got no cops in LA. Half per capita of what Chicago has. They don't have any police. They don't want police in California. They want this. Meanwhile, Gavin Newsom is literally begging to be arrested, He is so desperate to be arrested by Trump and by the feds for impeding federal law enforcement and concealing illegal immigration in his state. He can't wait for it to happen. He's trying to make it happen. He's trying to will it into action. He wants to be the next LaMonica McIver and the other fools at the ICE facility in Jersey last month, because getting arrested for the left is now a badge of honor. And Gavin Newsom is looking at the 2028 Democrat primary, which is going to have 10 people in it, and he's going to need some street cred. So take a listen.
The fear, the horror, the hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me, let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community, I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up, they need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me.
Grifter. Awful person, too. Awful. Destroyed his state. And then, it becomes fashionable to not live in hell. And so he starts running around cleaning up trash and implementing common sense policy. as he has over the last 6 months. Who's the new Gavin Newsom? Oh, he has no political identity. He is a frickin' windsock, nothing more. Trump responded to him earlier today.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I was Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
The flagpole, where, by the way, Trump went over today and spent like 5 minutes talking to the guys that are installing the flagpole, which was funny. Gavin Newsom, imagine the Gavin Newsom mugshot, the amount of makeup and hair. He would have a Vogue photo shoot if he ever got arrested. There'd be 50 cameras. They're screaming tyrant over this threat to make arrests of people like Gavin Newsom and the people that have harbored all these illegals for so many years. They think it's the scariest thing they've ever heard. Remember a year ago when Trump was charged with like 90 BS felony charges? They're as fake as so much of the outrage that they're manufacturing over deportations that most Americans voted for, by the way. 54% of Americans support mass deportations. 54%. We've dumped millions of people into our American cities illegally. Everyone knew this was going to be a messy process, but this kind of outrage, none of this is organic. It's being manufactured. It's the same people every time. It's the same bottom 2% of society. These are all the losers. Got fired from Starbucks. They got the pro-Hamasis in there too. Look at the keffiyehs. Whatever's fashionable in that moment, here they are. Give them $50 and they'll light everything on fire. They don't care. More interesting is the head of one of the biggest unions in the country is now engaged in this. Why is Becky Pringle screaming against sensible immigration policy at a political rally?
We the people! We the people! We the people! Yeah! All of us have that right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of justice!
Yeah, that's the head of a massive political union, or a massive union, I should say, that is very political. I thought unions were here to protect the wages and the jobs of Americans that belong to the union. So now it's this. What is this? Well, it's cultural Marxism. This is what we're watching, and it's nothing more than that. Nothing more. A desperate attempt to continue devolving this country, rip it to pieces, and rebuild it in their image. And it all makes sense when you think about it from that perspective. You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.